Hey everybody, Justin here with BearzapperBBQ, where we cover everything from grilling to smoking to cooking and everything in between. Thanks for joining me again today. Today we're going to be making some bang bang fish tacos. I have tilapia loins here that I am going to be frying in a fish fry from Stonewall Kitchen. We're going to be frying it on the big green egg. I've been marinating this for about 4 hours in some Bachan's barbecue sauce and some sweet Thai chili sauce, as well as Lane's Spellbound. Again, this is the same Spellbound that we used for a lot of our other recipes, including the pastrami that we made yesterday. So this can be used on really pork, beef, chicken, seafood, everything and anything. So I've been marinating this for about, like I said, about 4 hours now. I'm going to be making a bang bang sauce using Lane's White Hot as well. So it's their Sorta white sauce that's kicked up quite a bit. I love this. It's going to be the basis for the bang bang sauce, and then I'm going to make a not so spicy sauce using lime, mayo, and some sour cream. And I'm going to mix that with the Spellbound as well to give it some extra flavor, and then of course some lime that I'm going to use for my wife's sauce. So this is coming up to temperature. The big green egg is coming up to temperature. We're going to fry it. Again, we're going to fry it in just a regular metal container. I've never fried on the big green egg before, so I'm really excited for that. And we're going to be making we're going to make some awesome fish tacos. I'm pumped. Let's do this. All right, so the first thing that we are going to do, besides marinate the fish, which has been marinating for quite a while now, is we're going to make the fish fry mix. And all we did was we added half a cup of milk, half a cup of water, and then we're going to add 1 cup of the fish fry mix. One cup. And we're going to add some Spellbound to that. Give it some nice color. Give it some nice flavor. Awesome. So we have ourselves a little fish fry mix here that we're going to be, I'm going to mix using a whisk. All right, we have our trusty whisk. We're just going to mix this all together. Should form a nice like pancake consistency, a little bit thinner than a pancake consistency. And with the Lane's Spellbound, I mean, the color is absolutely beautiful. Cool. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to set that aside for a few minutes, let it kind of adhere together, and we're going to start making some of our sauce. So I'm going to take some sour cream, squirt it into a container. Let's shake it first. Boop, boop, boop. Come on. There we go. Some sour cream. And we're going to take some mayo, shake that. Cool. And a little bit of Spellbound. Boop, boop, boop. Cool. A little bit of the Japanese barbecue sauce, just a little bit, just for some flavor. Cool. And now we're going to add a little lime juice in here. Beautiful. Glad we only needed a little, because that's all we had. And now we're going to mix this up. It's going to form a nice little, it should be really like a runny, thin sauce that you can use, that you can just kind of drip over the tacos when they're done. That looks good. Let's try it just to be sure. That's really good. Awesome. All right. You know what? I'm going to add a little bit more of the barbecue sauce to that. Yeah. Now that's good. Cool. Try that one more time. Ooh, that's good. Cool. So we have that. Now we're going to make the the Bang Bang recipe from Lane's Barbecue. So highly recommend heading over to their website. Check it out. It's a really good recipe for their Bang Bang shrimp. I love Bang Bang shrimp. We used to have a few restaurants around here that sold it, specialized in it, and it was great. Unfortunately, they have since closed, which is such a bummer. But I've been dying to try and replicate that flavor, and their recipe is honestly the closest that I could find. I'm going to be using their hot white sauce, the white hot sauce, rather than their Sorta white sauce. So it's going to add a little kick to it, but I'm pumped. Can't wait. All right, for the Bang Bang recipe, we're going to use some Spellbound rub. You can also use their honey sriracha, which is really good too. Cool. We're going to use the Japanese barbecue sauce. We are going to use some sweet Thai chili sauce. And their white hot sauce. Almost had a missing tin container. Yeah, that's so good. All right, so we're gonna mix that together, as you can see. It's gonna create this really nice dark orange sauce mixture. So good. So good. All right, let's take a look at the grill. Grill's getting up there. It's about 275. We want this a lot hotter though. We do have it going on direct, so we don't have the place setter, the convector. So we're just going to put the some oil in a pan on top of the direct flame. Probably want to get the flame up to about 400, 450. Yeah, about 400 probably. Put the oil in there, let that cook, and then you know, do one loin at a time, or I'm going to cut it up actually into little pieces, put them in, and then we're going to arrange our tacos. We're going to do these on a corn tortilla with some tomato, some onion, some peach salsa, and maybe some cabbage. Well, let's see how we feel. All right, everyone, welcome back. We have our oil on the grill. As the grill was getting up to temperature, I am gonna shut this down a little bit. You gotta be really careful when using oil on the grill, right? Obviously, open flame, oil, flammable. The great thing about having a Big Green Egg or Kamado style grill is it's normally, right? Pretty contained. So you want to shut off the airflow, boom, you shut the grate on the bottom, you close the top vent, and that's it, right? It's a fairly safe way of frying anything, if there is a safe way of frying, right? But you still need to be really, really, really careful with this. So if you are frying on I would highly recommend doing it on a Kamado style grill versus a Weber, where you're mixing now propane gas with a flammable liquid. That could cause a real issue. But here, we would just shut down the heat if we needed to, and kind of go from there. So, or shut down the airflow rather, to contain it. If we really needed to. I'm genuinely hoping we won't need to, but thanks for coming along the ride with me. And we do have it up. If you couldn't tell, I have the expander on with the grate on top of that and a grate below it. So we do have quite a bit of space in between the flame and the oil, but you never know. So just be really, really careful. We're going to let that get back up to temperature while we're letting the oil start to heat up. I'm going to start ripping some of the loin pieces together, or apart rather, and putting it in the fish fry. All right, we're going to start to just kind of rip apart some of the fish. We don't want huge pieces. So we can kind of rip it up into smaller pieces that are a little bit more manageable to eat in a taco. And you can absolutely cut it, but I'm just going to rip it by hand. A piece like that, just rip in half, easy peasy. And I'm going to put it right back into the marinade, so that while this is still heating up, we're not going to have the fish drying out or anything like that. I'm making 3 loins today, but that should be enough for plenty of tacos, as my kids won't eat these anyway, so it'll just be my wife and I eating this. I would love to know in your comments, anybody that has kids, what you do for feeding them, because they live off of peanut butter and chicken nuggets and pasta and mac and cheese, and it's infuriating when I make these really good meals and they don't eat them. So I would love to know what you all do. All right, we're just going to throw it into the fish fry mixture. We're going to kind of mix those around. We want to make sure they're all nice and coated. In a mixture like this, you can definitely throw in most or all of your pieces as well. You don't feel like you have to do it all at a little time, all at separate times. You can absolutely mix them all together. And as you can see, we're just going to kind of coat them, and so it's looking nice, right? It's a little big. I'm going to cut that, or rip that rather. All right. So we are going to let that kind of sit for a little bit. I'm going to remove my left glove so that I can open this without a dirty hand. I'm going to open it nice and slow. Yep, so the oil is not ready yet. It didn't even bubble when I did that. So we're going to close this back up. And I would just keep mixing this around so that it's nice and coated. I mean, that's really pretty, right? The color is going to be beautiful on this when it fries up. So it'll look really, really nice. All right, now, so the oil is really starting to bubble here. Should be bubbling nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the lid open. That way we're, really watching this. We're watching the food cook. We're, really making sure that everything is stable in here and not, bubbling over or spraying anywhere and, igniting anything else. So that's what we're doing here. I've tossed a couple pieces in there now. Nice and flaky and white. All right, so we are looking pretty good. The oil is really starting to bubble here. I did add a little bit more of this fish fry mix to the mixture, mainly because it just seemed a little too thin. I'm hoping it helps to kind of stick and adhere a little bit better to the fish, but we'll see. The fish is starting to get golden brown. Just wanted to get nice and crispy. I really, I was sold on this saying it was very much like, almost like a tempura batter, which I love. But it doesn't seem to be crisping up quite as much. So we're just going to let this cook a little bit longer and see if it does. Meanwhile, I'm just going to kind of mix this again. As you can see, it's a little bit of a thicker mixture now, and I'm hoping that really helps to crisp it up. All right, let's see how this one is doing. Yeah, this one seems to be a little bit better. Gonna flip these over. Yeah, these ones seem a little bit more crusted. I mean, I will say that the color on this is really nice. It's just not super crispy, but it is really, really delicious. Holy cow, that's really good. Let's see if we can get these ones crispier. Flipped them over, they're still cooking. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is why I love this channel and doing what I do here, because it's a new adventure every day, right? It's something new and different, and just glad you all around or are all on this ride with me. Thanks. So for some reason, my audio cut out here, so please forgive me. I'm going to be using corn tortillas for this recipe. I'm going to take out 6 corn tortillas, and we're going to place them on the grill around the frying container so they get warm but not crispy. We really just want them to warm up so they're nice and pliable when we make the tacos. I'm going to be using the cotija cheese and some mozzarella cheese for these as well. It's a perfect time to put these tortillas on the grill. Again, I'm putting them around the container, but please be careful when putting them directly over the flame, as the flame is very hot and you'll burn the hair off your arm real quick. I will continue to check on the fish to ensure it's getting nice and crispy, not burning, but getting a nice golden color. I'll continue to turn them in the container so that they evenly fry. Once they look good, I'm going to remove them and put our last batch in. So I'm going to try something a little different with this last batch of fish. I'm actually going to take the very first batch that we fried up, and I'm going to soak that in the bang bang sauce for a while. I think by doing this, we will get some extra good flavor and some extra kick into these pieces of fish. Plus, when we refry them, I'm hoping they get a little crispier. It's something that my favorite wing restaurant does here in Connecticut called J. Timothy's. Highly recommend if you're in the area. As you can see, the tortilla is steaming. So we just took it back off the grill, and we will continue to take the fish out of the oil and replace it with new fish. But we are going to let the new fish soak in the bang bang sauce first. Hopefully the double frying will get it double crispy and super, super good. Now, I'm going to put those previously fried pieces of fish back into the frying container. Again, hoping that they get extra crispy and that the bang bang sauce cooks into the fish and into the breading more. I'm really excited to try this. The smell of the bang bang sauce on the fish is incredible. I'm going to add one more here, just so I have 6 pieces of fish for the 3 tortillas that I'm making for myself. All right, now let's start to put the tacos together. I have the 6 tortilla shells spread out in front of me. For my wife's, I'm going to use mozzarella cheese. For mine, I will use the cotija cheese. I really like the cotija because it adds a level of creaminess to the tacos, and I just really enjoy the flavor. I'm going to add some red onions to the tortillas on top of her cheese, and then I'm going to do the same for mine. For the cotija cheese, I am basically just breaking off little pieces and then crumbling it on top of my tacos. The heat from the cooked tortilla should help to sort of melt the cotija and make it even more creamy, which will pair really nicely with the red onions and the tomatoes I'm about to cut. Adding the red onion here adds a level of crispness and crunch to the tortillas that I really, really like. Now, I'm going to cut up a fresh tomato. First, I'll cut it into slices, and then I'm going to chop those slices nice and small to make really small pieces. Perfect size to add to a taco. Be really careful when you're chopping onions, garlic, tomatoes, or really anything, that you don't get too close to your fingers. It's always better to chop with a sharp knife, as it goes through easier. With a dull knife, you have to push more, and you run the risk of cutting your fingers. I'm going to chop a little bit more for my wife's tacos, and then I'm going to do the same for mine. The tomato adds a really nice level of crispness and freshness to these tacos. And I find that tomatoes and onions really go nicely with the cotija cheese as it accentuates the flavors of everything and really brings out a freshness that will pair nicely with the spice of the bang bang sauce. We're adding the last bit of tomatoes here. I'm going to put the rest of the chunk of tomato away. And now I'm going to grab the fried fish and place that on top of the tortillas. Look how golden and crispy that looks. It smells so good. I'm going to add 2 to 3 small pieces of fish to every tortilla. We don't want to overdo it and not be able to fold the taco, but we want enough to make us full. Take a look at this last piece of fish that's about to be put down. The whiteness of it, the golden around it, it's cooked perfectly. Now I'm going to add in the lime crema sauce that we made earlier. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit over it. It doesn't have to be a lot, it just adds enough flavor. If you don't want the cream sauce or the mayo and the sour cream, you could always just do regular lime juice. Now I'm going to grab the bang bang fried fish out of the oil as that's starting to look really, really good. The coloring on it is beautiful. The coloring on this is deep brown with a beautiful orange and red tint to it. Look at this. I'm going to add 2 to 3 pieces of fish to each of my taco tortillas as well. Like I said, we want to fill the tortillas but not overflow them where it'll be impossible to eat and impossible to close. I mean, check out the beautiful colors of these. I'm going to cut this piece open right here and try it. They were super, super hot, but temperature-wise, but oh, so good. Well worth the mouth burns. Skin grows back, but your taste buds will appreciate it. These are called bang bang for a reason, because they are absolutely banging. Now I'm going to add some additional bang bang sauce to the tacos. We don't want to add too much on these, but just enough for some extra flavor throughout the entire taco and all the ingredients. Man, these are looking so good. The coloring throughout the taco looks awesome. The yellow of the tortilla, the white of the cheese, the red of the onion, the red of the tomato, the orange of the bang bang sauce. It's just an absolutely beautiful plate filled with delicious food and colors. You can't find much better than that. Hey everybody. So those tacos were wicked good. Really, really good actually. They putting it back in to the frying oil after putting it in the bang bang sauce was absolutely the right move because it like sealed the flavor in and then crisped the outside a little bit more than what was there before. And then and then, you know, dipping it back in that sauce or having the sauce drizzled over it. Awesome. Highly recommend it. Really recommend making that bang bang sauce. I'm going to link to it in the description, but it was so good, so delicious. And it was, fairly easy to make. You can make it inside, you can make it outside, obviously, like I just did, but it's something that you can absolutely make anywhere. So enjoy it. Thanks for sticking with me, and I hope you have a great day.